She must have been out of her head. Oh, oh, oh.
Alright, so we just watched a TikTok of the Skinwalkers on on TikTok. So what are you guys' thoughts about this?
Go for it, Demon.
That second one was that. It was like he was prancing away. He was like just floating, like he was happy to be alive, you know?
Whose uncle's that?
Like he just kind of snagging and just like walking away all happily, like hell yeah.
He has to get back to his baby mama
Yeah.
before she wakes up. It was the first one, yeah, maybe.
That one, the second one.
The second one was just no. It's like I see like a lot of these like non-indigenous people making videos calling it a skinwalker. It's like, do you guys even know what skinwalkers are, man? What
Yeah, so like just in general, people like to bring skinwalkers into things, and traditionally, like skinwalkers have been a really big, I guess, cultural thing for Navajos, and growing up on the reservation, you hear about it all the time. Everybody has a skinwalker story in one way or another, but a lot of people just don't know what they're talking about, to be honest. And honestly, I don't think any of the TikTok was skinwalkers. I think the beginning was like Yebiche. Were they Yebiche?
Yeah, Yebiche.
Yeah, like they look scary, but they're Navajo spirits. They're not bad.
Navajo winter spirits.
Yeah, it's crazy because like you watch Ghost Adventures and they kind of do the same thing, or any other ghost.
Oh my god.
Any other like Skinwalker Canyon or Skinwalker Ranch documentary or episodes, they always add like the Yebiche in it, and it's like they're not Skinwalkers. Like they're talking about something that they know nothing about.
Yeah, and if you ever watch like our Ghost Adventures episode, you'll see like, it was on Apache land, Yavapai Apache in the Gila River nations, and they're all putting like Navajos on the cutscenes and everything, dude. I was like, no! Navajos weren't there! No! But, you guys got any Skinwalker stories?
So one time I met Damien's dad.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
I don't have
I'm just
any,
kidding. I'm just kidding.
If I continue hanging out with you, I'm pretty sure I'll get
Yeah. Like in UTS, we, I guess these guys had an encounter with a Skinwalker, but I haven't yet. So do you want to talk about your Skinwalker experience at Cedar Springs?
Go for it, Damien.
I really didn't know what was going on, to be honest. I just know that these guys were just talking, like, they're just pointing out, talking about the mountains. I was like, hell yeah, it's just about to go down.
Damien got his first kill
They
that night.
were getting all armored up. I was like, oh hell yeah. I was making sure the camera had enough battery. Making sure the camera was good, everything was good.
He had the splatter shield on there.
I don't believe that, Damien. And for courage, you look scared. Just based on your eye.
Honest, I didn't know what to expect, so I was just like, all right, well, fuck it, let's just. I honestly don't know what to expect. It's just like, all right, well, let's just get it over with if it's gonna happen.
It's like the thing with like skinwalkers is like they never really like to show themselves in front of people unless they know like they're gonna be have the upper hand on the person. That's the thing is like if you go and confront them and go after them, they're not gonna show their faces.
Yeah.
There's one time, or you want to tell your story?
I don't have any.
You don't have any? Okay. So there was this one time, I'll let you guys know. We had a ceremony done for a relative out toward Coppermine Page area. And I guess their descendant or their relative from back in the day, I guess he used to dabble in the bad way. So we went out there to go do a ceremony for them. And the medicine man that they tried getting out there said that there was a specific shed that they couldn't go into because it was very haunted. It had a lot of dark energy and negative energy with it, and normal medicine man couldn't go into. So they called my brother, and we went out there to go do a ceremony, and we get out to the shed, and it was just like emitting hardcore like dark energy inside of it. We go in there, and there's like these like 1920s, 1950s old chests in there. There's 3 of them all stacked up, and the first one we took off was empty. There was nothing in there, so we took it off. The second one we opened up. It was pretty intense. my brother and my uncle were inside of there, and I was outside keeping watch, keeping guard, but I was also watching inside what they were doing. So we're all kind of nervous. We're like, no one's been inside the shed for like decades, and nobody knows what's inside of these chests, and everyone says it's like darkness and everything. So they take down the first chest, and the second chest they open up, and when they opened it, they heard a woman's scream come out of there, and inside of there was a picture with 3 rocks and 3 stones inside of there. So we got that picture and those 3 stones out. We put it into a buckeye bag, and we're going to get rid of it later. So we were just like, I remember standing outside and I hear that scream. It just like went to my bones, man. I was like, oh my God, I hear a woman screaming in there. And so they move that out of the way, and they go to the 3rd chest, and they open up the 3rd chest, and inside of there, you see the buck hide in there, the Skinwalker skin inside of there. And then you see the antlers and everything that they wore in there too. So that was the first time I ever seen like the Skinwalker regalia inside of there. They found a bone knife and a whistle in there and everything inside of there, inside of that chest. So then my brother, he picked up the antlers, and there was blood drippings on there. There was 4 blood drippings. And they say in the Skinwalker teachings is every time you take a life, you put a drop of blood on those antlers. So he had 4 souls underneath him. So we took that buck hide, took all the antlers and everything out of there, and then we started a fire, and we burned the hide, we burned the antlers, and we sent it back to, the ultimate purification is through the holy fire. So we burned all those stuff, and while we were doing that, we were hearing all around us, because they had a porch light, but the porch light, when it's dark, you can only see so far. And you see them just at the edge of the light. You see like figurines of Yana Glow. She's walking around out there. They were blowing their dog whistles and everything, but they wouldn't come out into the light. And we were just standing there. I remember it was like such an intense moment when they were burning all that stuff. Those things were running around on the edge of the light right there. I was just like, dude, this is crazy, man.
I like you talking about it. I remember having. I guess I have a couple thinking back to it. I guess all of it was back in on my back in Low Mountain in middle of nowhere. So I remember as a little kid I used to stay over at my grandparents a lot, and we used to play games all night. Like we used to play Xbox 360, playing Halo, the campaign. Me and my little cousin, and we'd stay up all night. And one night we heard like a knock at the door. Like, what was that? It's like we locked the doors and everything, and closed the blinds, because in traditionally you're not supposed to go out at night.
Yeah.
Especially being a little kid,
Mm-hmm.
and being in the middle of nowhere. It's like who's here? Like we just we'll peek out the window and there's nobody there, so we just get back to playing the games. And next thing we know, we hear like footsteps on the roof, like doo, 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 running across the roof. And just being a little kid, like, what was that?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? And then you just feel like this darkness, like adrenaline and fear, like shoot through your body. And we're just like, we turn off the game, turn off the TV, and just sitting there like quiet. And as we're sitting there, like being completely still, we just hear the door handle on the front door like shake, like it trying to open.
Dang.
Like, and I'm like, what? And I remember like we're just sitting there, and like it went away. And we're just like, what was that? And then we're like, let's go wake up like grandma and grandpa. And we did that, and they like burned cedar and everything. But yeah, it's a crazy experience. And then there was another time we were having peyote meeting there, and it was kind of similar situation. Like you're having a prayer for these people, and they try to stop it. Like they don't show themselves, but you could they like people were saying they were seeing them in the distance just running around, and you would hear the whistles and stuff, and it's insane. Like all of these dark things, but just like going back to the TikTok, like people talk about Skinwalkers all the time. You see all these documentaries about it, but no one knows what they're talking about, and it just kind of sucks that they have documentaries about our culture knowing nothing about the culture.
Yeah, they made this series Skinwalkers and all that, and
Skinwalker Canyon's famous and everything.
The Skinwalker
Skinwalker
Ranch.
Skinwalker Ranch, yeah.
Skinwalker Ranch has nothing to do with Skinwalkers. Like I think back then it was about Skinwalkers maybe, but it's all about UFOs now, and that's what everybody knows it as. And It's just like that second video we saw on that TikTok. I was just like, what is that? It's like maybe paranormal, maybe a cryptid, but it's definitely not a skinwalker, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any stories, Damien? Like,
No, I don't.
So tell about your NT stories.
Oh, man, dude.
So one time he was snagging and then heard footsteps on the roof. He was hauling wood one day.
So the car wouldn't start.
Looked at my tire. There's a bone in there.
A bone in the tire.
There's just a squirrel skull on my front of my hood.
So she got out and all she said, "Oh, it's just my ex." So I wasn't worried after that.
So I can take her.
I know him.
Oh no!
It's okay. I know him, man.
This is what we do.
Yeah.
So we're not there. This is our serious Skinwalker talk. I don't think we ever covered it before, but yeah, it's just something that like you see in a lot of like TV shows, and they try to make it scary in a way, but it's part of our culture, so we just kind of grew around it. And when Nick does his tour, like we'll talk about Skinwalkers and like, oh, you guys talk about it? You guys aren't supposed to talk about it, but it's like we deal with stuff with UTS that like,
Come on, we burned the regalia. Let's go. Come on, get on UTS level.
yeah, we started UTS, we just kind of like
get pebbles thrown at us.
Pebbles.
we're just gonna bypass those
Pebbles were
traditions.
thrown.
It's like we're used to skinwalkers, not pebbles.
Yeah, so we'll end up there. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe.
There you go.